All right, indeed, India's Tapas Bhattacharya joins us on the story. Hi, Tapas, a very good afternoon to you. We just heard what Civil Aviation Minister has said, that the failures are now heading to stabilization. Tapas, amid days of flight disruptions, the Directorate General of Civil Aviation has now directed to slash its schedule by 5%. What it means for the airline and what impact will it have on the air travelers?
Well, the airline has to submit by 5 p.m. on Wednesday how to go about with the new scheduling. Let's start with the fact that DGCA, that is the Indian Civil Aviation watchdog, has said that they increased IndiGo's flight schedule by 6% from the last time they submitted last year. But they have now curtailed that to 5%, which what it means is that 15,014 weekly departure they were not being able to efficiently handle. That's the number they have given, the DGCA has given. They were not being able to efficiently handle that, and because of that, a 5% cut in the schedule, a 5% cut on 15,000 over 15,000 weekly flight will amount to more than 2,145 daily domestic flight translate and it will translate to almost what 108 approximately daily flights. So in many ways they're trying to assess the fact that whether they required to have this kind of flight schedule to be handled to DGCA and to IndiGo. So that's one part of it. So there will be a 5% cut in the daily schedule so that they can reduce the number of flights. There will be a reduction of the pilot and also the number of aircraft that will be used. So that's the basic idea, so that they don't need to overexert themselves and can continue to operate on scheduled flights, which will give them that basic leg room to maneuver. That is one part of it. The other part that is there, Siddharth, is they have been told to not operate on heavy rush corridors, and also on single sector route. So that's another part that have been told to them. So the wings of IndiGo have been considerably cut by the DGCA after the fiasco that we saw in the last few days. Remember the FDTL, that's the new roster system that came into existence from 1st of November. It went haywire from the first week of December because of the excessive number of flight schedule that the IndiGo tried to handle themselves, and that's where the problem actually aggravated further. Siddharth.
Definitely. Tapas, any updates on what further action is DGCA is likely to take against IndiGo?
Well, there will be we expect some more action to be taken. First, DGCA have actually asked IndiGo to reply by 5 p.m. tomorrow. That's the 10th of December. They have to, exactly tell them exactly why this happened and why should they should not be penalized further, and what exactly they are doing to come up with a new roster system. As I mentioned, 5% cut have been done to their daily schedule, to their overall schedule for the month of December. So if that is the case, they have to come up with a new schedule, new roster system for the airlines, and that is something that they have to give in detail to DGCA by 10th of December 5 p.m. So that's the deadline. We expect if they are unable to meet that criteria, we might see some more reduction in their flight schedule, as well as maybe a penalty, a financial penalty can also not be ruled out from the DGCA.
Definitely. Tapas, since the time ministry has come into the picture, people expressed happiness, that actually ministry is intervening and a solution will be out. Did you have a word with people at the airport? What were they saying? What were they saying about the ministry, and how the things are stabilizing now?
Right. So let's start with the fact that ministry's intervention actually put a lot of pressure on both the DGCA as well as on IndiGo, and we saw how other airlines also started putting more flights on deck and try to mitigate the situation. But the problem happened because IndiGo used to handle more than 60% of India's civil aviation market. That is where the problem happened. They didn't know how to mitigate that particular gap. So that is where one part of it. Obviously, ministry officials have been in touch with the DGCA as well, also with the other airlines to assess how best they can, fill that particular gap. And also, as I mentioned, the way they have actually been proactive in making sure that both the airline as well as the civil aviation watchdog.
Definitely, and people really like we are just talking, Tapas, I'm really happy.
Which already there is.
Yeah, you're right.
IndiGo has been told quite categorically that they need to put their house in order. What you saw in the newspaper ads, in social media is a reaction to that. Yeah. Also, they put people on ground to assess exactly what is happening. Remember, indeed, the ministry had put two major criteria. The first was to make sure that most of the people get their refund ASAP, and also to provide the passenger their okay, boarding, their bags in a couple of days. So that is one part of it.
Definitely. We also saw a big ad in one of the newspapers wherein IndiGo was apologizing to all the customers, to all the air travelers, which said, "We are sorry."